If your self-esteem so high, why you going for anything? Hey babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Dyme LaShawn. We back at it again. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. Come on in and grab a seat. However, if you're already a babe, then you already know how we give it up over here. We talk about all of the things, okay? The beauty industry. We talk about dating and men and self-improvement. We talk about living our best lives, looking good, feeling good, all those things. Okay, so if you're interested in that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to do that, all right? One, it encourages me, and then also it helps me to slide on into that algorithm like a girl deserves to be. And on top of that, it helps me to know that you guys like the content and you guys are engaging, okay? So, boom. So let's go ahead and get into this one. This was a little spicy, but it's February, and I want to go ahead and talk about this for the girlies because it's paramount that we go ahead and get into it, all right? You ready? Low self-esteem is pulling trash men. Your low self-esteem is pulling in a quantity of men that lack quality. That's the T. Don't shoot the messenger because I ain't on no high horse at all, baby. I could never look down my nose at anybody. But that's the T. Low self-esteem is pulling trash men. Oh, I ain't got low self-esteem, girl. Like, oh, I'm that girl. Like, oh, I'm making the money. Oh, I'm looking good. I'm in all the flyest fashions. So why are you with that man that be ghosting you every other week? And why are you with that man that you know be talking to 101 other women? And why are you with that man you know be sleeping with people you know? And why are you with... If your self-esteem so high, why you going for anything? That's the first question. And if it don't apply, let it fly. But if it do, stick around for a while. Because again, I could never look down my nose at anyone. Been there, done that. But because I've been there and because I've done that, I can be honest with you. Once you stop kidding yourself, other people will stop kidding you too. The bottom line is that these men out here can see you from a mile away when you lack self-esteem. It don't matter how pretty you are. It doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter what shoes you got, what bag you carrying, who do your hair, who lay your wigs, what man you used to date. It doesn't matter. When you have low self-esteem, the predators can see you. They can smell blood. The sharks can smell blood, okay? They're trained to prey on the weak. That's why sometimes when, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, men say I'm too much this and I'm too much that. And, you know, I just feel like all of the men that I normally date ended up trying to tear me down. And then they end up with some girl who never goes out and she's always in the house. She never does anything. Why is that? That is because men settle where they feel safe. And unfortunately, emotionally and mentally unevolved men and predator men will settle with people who will let them run rampant in whatever fashion they choose to, and they can spot those women from a mile away. They don't just say like, oh wow, I just found out she had low self-esteem and then I just, you know, did this and I did it. No, they see you from a mile away. They're courting you, they feeling you out, they checking your temperature, and it doesn't matter how good you look or what you fake feel or what the arrogant wall is. They can tell that you won't go for anything by what you say, by what you do, by how you laugh at when they down in another bitch and they laughing at, oh, he don't like her, but he like me. Men can tell. So do not think you're low. You're not low. Because most predators have low self-esteem themselves. So it takes one to know one. They can spot the traits in other people. They just know how to be more dominant in those spaces. And a lot of the time, when you get with the man, it's like, okay, I know that, you know, he might not be the best. At some point you realize, oh, he might not be the best, but you stick because you don't feel like you deserve more, or you've allowed him to get in your brain. You pulled the trash man, now he in there, infiltrating your brain, pushing your self-esteem lower and lower and lower and lower. And that's why when women are judging women who are victims of domestic violence or people who have gone through things, I can't do anything but shake my head, because it's kind of like you don't understand the cycle of abuse. When someone knows that you have low self-esteem, or you're dealing with trying to feel good about self, and maybe you might be parading around like you do feel good about self, but deep down inside, it shows that all that confidence that you parade around is not actually it. Those men jump in your life, feed your ego. They love bomb you. Oh, baby, you this, you that. You ain't nothing like my last girl. I don't even like them type of girls. You the best. I ain't never seen nobody who did it better, etc., 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 etc. Then 6-7 months down the line, y'all get in an argument, and he like, what? He starts saying passive abusive things, passive manipulative things. So now the cycle of abuse has been love bombing. Now they're tearing you apart. Now you're trying to fight to get back to where you want to go. And that's what we call the little narcissistic abuse thing. But every man who does this isn't going to be rated as a full-blown narcissist, personality disorder. But a lot of men who have predatory practices as it pertains to women with low self-esteem do things like that. Because in their mind, they're like, I'm gonna get her before she can get me. And that's how the cycle of abuse starts. Then when the girl starts trying to assert herself or saying things that she doesn't stand up for herself, then he starts to hit. Then he breaks her spirit. So that's another reason why I'm making this video, because I need y'all to really pay attention to the signs and really get y'allself together so that trash men don't even like you. I want you to repel these guys. These guys that come up to you and they trying to mess with your mind. I need you to be so strong mentally where you're like, pew, I don't even like those types of guys. Just trust me, they can smell you and they're gonna mess with you. So now you're in a situation with a guy, you don't wanna go, he messes with your brain, and you stick because you don't feel like you deserve more. Now he digging his feet in, now he getting cuddled, now he taking his shoes off and cutting his toenails on the couch. Like the true ugly he is, right? But instead of you going, you know what you do? You feed it more. You sign up to do more. You asking, how can I help? What do you need? My man, I'm gonna pay all the bills. I'm gonna do it before he even thinks about it. I'm gonna work harder. I think he's gonna love me. I think he's gonna go back to that sweet man that I met. And you know what happens? It never happens. And now you're feeling more invested. And now you actually are more invested. And now he's expecting you to do more because he ain't never had to do a thing, really. And now you're chasing the beginning stage, and look who's doing all the work. And not only that, now you're getting in trouble with him for just wanting reciprocation. Is this striking a bell for anyone? Because been there, done that. And I know so many other women who have been there and done that. Because predators are users. And even if they're paying the bill, they leave them with something. And 9 times out of 10 is your self-esteem. So now you're even more stuck. You done pulled the trash man, you done glorified him, you done put more work into him, and now you're sitting there on your couch one day when he decides he don't want to come home because he's with his next girl or his next victim or a previous girl that he used to date, telling her how he wanna leave you alone and telling her all the things that she wanna hear, and you sitting home wondering why he's not texting you back and why he hasn't come home yet. And now you're angry, now you're enraged, or now you're crying your eyes out. The cycle continues. And then you know what happens? Then you start to really subscribe to the idea that this is what it's gonna be like. You fuss a little rah, 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 but you don't go anywhere because of those things that we talked about before. Feeling invested, doing more, just wanting to get back to where you used to be with this person, knowing he's a good person. It used to be so good. And now you even more stuck because you're making yourself sick because it becomes mental and emotional abuse, right? And now you don't feel like you can go anywhere Because whatever he's told you, whatever passive aggressive things that he shared with you, now you feel like, do I want to jump out there? Something better than nothing. I'd rather have this demon than someone else's demon. You start counting yourself out. You start accepting the garbage more and more and more. You stop wanting to go. You become a shell of yourself. You can't even see yourself clearly. Then he's like, oh, I don't like that. Now you don't like what you're wearing. Or now you're in there eating your feelings, or drinking your feelings, or not eating at all because you're nervous and you rattle all over the place. Now you don't like your body. Now you don't want to go out. Or maybe he's telling you you can't go out, but he's always out. It's a cycle. And that's why having self-esteem is not arrogance, self-esteem. Because the thing about it, and this is the most unfortunate part, is that these people who are preying on your weaknesses or preying on the deficits that you need to fill are people who have the same exact deficits, but they don't want to do the work, primarily because 9 times out of 10, they don't know what it is. They don't know what work to do. They don't know that they're sick, or they don't know that they're missing something, and they find somebody else to dump on. And when you outside and you're trying to be what that man wants you to be so that you can be loved, you're asking them, prove to me that I'm worthy. When someone is able to see that inside of you, you know what they're gonna do? Hold you. They're gonna take it and they're gonna drag your behind for 1.5 miles because they can. And that's what takers do, they take. And it's not to say that they're bad or good or right or wrong. It's to say that they are incapable of being good people because somewhere along the line, they have learned that they shouldn't be good people in order to be able to be okay. They in survival, nasty, personality disorder mode. I don't know. But that is why low self-esteem pulls trash men and keeps you stuck. Because now, when you decide to leave, you know what you have to do? Now you have to reinvent. Now you gotta turn your life around. Now you gotta, so it's a whole cycle of more work that you have to do to undo the damage that a emotionally predatory person will do to you. But wait, don't even let that worry you. If you are in this situation and you wanna get out, or whatever I'm saying makes sense to you, everything is figured out. This is something that you can fix. And the reason why I'm making this video is not to look down on anybody, not to say that you right or you wrong, you should have been smarter, because I don't even believe in those type of commentary, because at the end of the day, you know what you know when you know it for a reason. And the journey is there. But once you know better. Once you know better, you do better. And so let's just go ahead and talk about that. So if you feel like you have had an issue with low self-esteem and dating and allowing people to mistreat you, or allowing people to get more out of you than they're offering, or you find yourself chasing a man around that has made it clear that he ain't gonna be what you want him to be, or any of these different things, or you got all these men calling you but ain't none of them saying the right thing, and you still giving them what they want and you're not getting any of what you want. If you find yourself in those situations, I'm gonna share with y'all a couple things that I had to do for me to really rid myself of such leeches. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and chat about that. Number 1, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Get a life coach. Get some level of elevated assistance. Don't just keep talking to your friend who either is in the same boat as you, can only give you advice, or is looking at you like, this girl's crazy, okay? Go to someone who can actually assist you with gaining and developing habits that can help you to be in a better space. And during this therapy session, I would probably imagine that they're going to tell you to ask yourself why you feel like you deserve this type of treatment that you've been accepting. Why you keep going through it? Why do you feel like this is all you can have? Ask yourself that question at some point. Then write down what you would like from someone and why. Then write yourself a love letter. All the things you love about yourself, all the reasons why you are lovable. And you know what I want you to do? I don't want you to write anything on the list that involves you doing work. I'm lovable because I can pay a bill and I can help a man if he's down. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That's slavery. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I want to see, oh, I'm lovable because I give good love. I'm a good listener. I show up for people when they need me. I am someone who cares. I'm compassionate. Whatever it is that doesn't require you having to provide some level of a service to someone, write it on the list. That's how you're going to build that muscle of seeing how worthy you are without having to do a thing. Because I'm telling you, if you lead with, because I can do this for him, and I can do this for him, and I can do that for him, you know what you're going to do? Ask you for this, and that, and this. And when you can't give it to him, you know what you're going to do? You're not even doing what you're doing to get it. Also, I would encourage you to really start looking into the things that feel bad to you. Why does it feel bad? Why does it feel good? Really figuring out those different things that make you tick, because that is what's going to help you realize, like, oh, this doesn't feel good to me. And when this happens, I don't feel loved. And when this happens, I don't like it. So with that being said, I don't want to experience it. So when you see it happening, and when you see certain people exhibiting those types of behaviors, you know how to say, whoa, 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 whoa. Boundary. Figure out your non-negotiables and your deal breakers. Figure out what is given hell no, we won't go, and go from there. And most importantly, I want you guys to really focus in on the abundance mindset, like really focusing in on the fact that you can literally have whatever you want. Nothing is off limits to you. So coddling some emotionally gross, crusty, dusty, musty man that literally is just about to sit in your house and get on your nerves every day of the year, that don't do nothing for you and take everything from you. And I'm not just talking about bills when I say do something for you. If that man is not uplifting you, inspiring you, making you feel like the baddest bitch in the room at all times without having to shit on someone else, you might want to reevaluate who you're sleeping next to. Because I can guarantee you, eventually sleeping with somebody, you end up turning into them, or you end up taking on all that bad energy. So always understand, you can always have more. You can always have the good stuff. You can always wrap yourself in the things that feel good to you. And yes, bad things will come with people. That is the life that we live. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for all of the worst things in the world just to be able to say, my man, my man, my man. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm coming to you as somebody who has been with a narcissist before and had to fight for my life in that regard to get away from the person, and I've really seen some things. And though I never went back to that person over the years when I started dating more, there were still traits that weren't comfortable to me that maybe I still went for anyway, because I wasn't clear about the things that I'm explaining to you, the things that I'm telling you you should be clear about. This channel is all about me sharing my experiences with you guys and helping and hoping I can help with helping you avoid some of these things. Lift your self-esteem, lift your abundance mindset, lift your love for yourself, and avoid these trash men, because one thing a trash man gonna do every single time is keep you stuck, broke, and broken, and harassed by their other harem of women. Don't do it to yourself. You are so worthy of all of the good things. And don't subscribe to these things and be like, oh, it's not enough good men, it's not enough this, oh, it's a shortage. If you believe that, then that's your reality. But I can guarantee you The money stuff you can fix. If you find an ambitious man that actually is smart, know how to get to it, even if you don't have all the riches in the world right now, and he gives you all of the things that you need emotionally, mentally, physically, but he has ambition, y'all can get to a bag together. You don't need no rich man who's horrible to you because it's not enough rich men in the world. You be the rich man. You be the rich man. How about you work on that? And I promise you, a lot of these issues with it feeling like it's not enough good men, it's not enough this, it's not enough that, will dissipate. You are so worthy. Get this bag. When I say get this bag, I'm talking about money, I'm talking about the man bag, I'm talking about the happiness bag, I'm talking about the romance bag, I'm talking about all of it. Okay? Build your self-esteem, build your love for self, and stop fooling these trash men. Because I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you. And that's another thing though that I also want to share is that if you watch a woman go through hell with one particular man and then you date that same man thinking that your relationship is going to be much better, you may be playing a dangerous game. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Because 9 times out of 10, and this is from my experience, that when you attempt to do that, you're basically saying, oh, her experience was just because she wasn't good enough for him. Okay, you discounted another woman. Or it just didn't work out for them. He was at a different stage. It's like, you're discounting a lot of the time the truth by accident. And then you find yourself going through the same stuff. Because 9 times out of 10, when relationships don't go well, obviously there can be a host of reasons. But when relationships don't go well, it is because there was a problem. To not know the problem and to think that you are beyond anyone else and you will fix this problem is arrogance, it's not confidence. I'm not telling you to count yourself out by any means because everybody has a past and people change, they do. All I'm telling you is make sure those people have changed and make sure those people don't end up taking you on the same journey with them that they took someone else. Because you think you're too good to get touched. Offer grace to previous lovers on both sides and don't think you're above it at any point because a lot of these men are charming. That's how all of us get got, right? And with that being said, you have to be very careful and you have to be very attentive that you are not kidding yourself about what you are bringing to the table, about what somebody sees in you, okay? Hope y'all ain't too mad at me. Don't unsubscribe. I mean, if you need to, go on ahead. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with a friend if you feel like it's useful. If you're viewing this on Valentine's Day or the week before or after, I just want to go ahead and send this message to you. If you are not in a good space with the person you have been dating or you're not dating anyone, I want to encourage you to understand that this is the perfect opportunity to love on yourself. You don't need to wait on anybody to be happy. You don't. Take yourself out. Go have a photo shoot. Run yourself a bath. Get you a toy. Love on yourself. Whatever you feel, do it. And don't wait on a soul. And if you are in a situation where you are dating someone and they're not showing up for you, this is your sign. Cut them. Cut them off. Don't allow anybody to disappoint you. Don't allow anybody to disappoint you because you wouldn't disappoint you, right? Okay. Love you. See you in the next one.